This is a Walmart GMC Denali road bike. It's a 25-inch, and I'm going to be assembling this bike in this video. This is how the bike is when you take it out of the box. I haven't done anything to it. I haven't put it in the bike stand yet because I don't have the seat post installed, and that's part of the assembly. So let's do that now. This is the seat and seat post. On the seat post there is a line. It's a minimum insertion line, and you want that line to either be level with the top of the seat tube or below it so you can't see it. That way you know you have the seat post installed far enough into the frame. And before you put this in, either use some lithium grease or some anti-seize on the seat post so that it doesn't, over time it may it corrodes and it becomes impossible to remove these from the frame, and the grease and anti-seize helps prevent that. So insert that into the frame, make sure it's down far enough, and tighten it up. They actually give you torque specs for this. It's 15 to 20 foot-pounds. 15 to 20 foot-pounds is at the outer range of my torque wrenches, so I'm not going to use a torque wrench. Anything in the outer range of your torque wrench will be off, and I don't want to over tighten this stuff, so I'm just going to do it by hand. So I'm going to get this into the bike stand now and remove the paper and all these zip ties, and then we'll continue on with the assembly. Alright, so next let's install the handlebar and stem. When they ship this bike, they ship the forks they're backwards, so you need to make sure that you turn them the right way, which is, well, that feels terrible. Alright, I'll have to deal with that later, but this stem also has a minimum insertion line, so make sure that line is either level with the top of the headset or below it. And you're going to want to put some lithium grease or anti-seize on the stem. And install it. And you want to line it up, get the height correct, and then you can tighten it down. And they even give you a torque spec for this. They recommend 20 foot-pounds for the stem. Next, let's install the pedals. The pedals are labeled R for right, which is the right one, and then the left one, and L for the left side. The right side has regular right-hand threads, so it's lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, but the left side is the opposite, so keep that in mind when you install them. You're going to want to put grease on the threads of the pedals. And they actually give you torque specs for these. It's 15 to 18 foot-pounds, but I have no idea how you're going to get a torque wrench on these. And you can use a pedal wrench to tighten them, but you probably don't have a pedal wrench, so I'm just going to use a regular 15mm wrench. And there's the right side, and just repeat for the left side, but remember that the threads are just the opposite. Next, let's install the front wheel. On the front wheel, the axle nut, there's the axle nut, then there's this washer type thing that they call a wheel retainer. And I can't really tell. This little, how it bends here, that little part fits into the hole on the dropout on the forks. One of these holes is threaded, the other one isn't. It fits into the hole that isn't threaded. And also you want to, there's an arrow, tire rotation arrow. You want to make sure that's pointing in the right direction. So it is, and so you just fit the axle into the dropouts, and you want to have it so that they ship these bikes with the tires underinflated, so you should be able to squeeze the tire in between the brake pads, and just make sure that the axle nuts are loose enough. And this thing isn't moving on me. Make sure it's in there all the way. And it's a 15mm wrench. And they do give you a torque spec of 16 to 20 foot-pounds. And that's the front wheel. And then the last item to install is the this bike comes with a water bottle cage. So install that here. I don't think it comes with, doesn't have any braze-ons here. And I should have grabbed my other Allen wrench. It's the wrong one. And that's it. Okay, so final thoughts about this assembly. You're going to want to go through the bike, make sure that the brakes are adjusted correctly, make sure both front and back brakes, make sure that it shifts properly. You're going to want to inflate the tires. I would go through and check to make sure everything is tight. Check the you know, the things that came pre-assembled, like the rear wheel to the frame, make sure that's tight. Make sure the handlebars are tight inside of the stem, that type of thing. Some of the things I noticed about this bike, the headset is not smooth. It's really rough. But I mean, it's a low-end bike. It's $168, so plus tax. I thought it was packaged really well. I didn't see any damage on the box or anything, but the cap for the right crank was broken, which is not a big deal. See, what else can I think of? You want to make sure that the reflectors on the stem and the seat tube are tight, because they're not when you get it. That's all I can think of. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section and I'll try and answer it. I will be using this bike. I am going to be taking this crankset off and putting in I forgot, I don't know how you pronounce it, Bafang or Bafang mid-drive electric motor. And I'm going to remove that bottle cage and put a 48 volt 11 amp hour battery pack, lithium battery pack. So, and also I'm not going to videotape this, but I am going to replace the drop down bars. I bought a carbon fiber mountain bike bar I'm going to put in there. So, and I'm also going to, in the future video, removing these stickers, most of these stickers. Just think it gives it a cleaner look, and I'll probably remove, well, I won't have to worry about the cranks, and that's going to be replaced. So, okay. Yeah, if you got any questions, leave them in the comments section, and thanks for watching.